today we had the opportunity to interview Paula Schneider, the president and CEO of Susan G. Komen.
It was so lovely to speak with Paula. We got to hear about the letter that she was able to write to her pre-cancer self, as well as what Susan G. Komen has been up to, especially during the COVID times.
Absolutely. And of course, as a reminder, issue 8 of Cancer Wellness is out. And so go to cancerwellness.com to take a look. Well, thank you for being with us today. I listened to your letter, and it is just so moving. I would love to hear about the initiative and how it got started. And of course, we know that cancer is so very close to you, and that your family has been impacted dramatically. And would just like to hear about how that has informed some of your decisions, and certainly want to hear a lot about this initiative.
Cancer story that's put on by Merck. They partnered with Komen because we are a patient advocacy organization, and we want to talk about what affects patients, right? And for me, I'm a cancer survivor, as you know, and they asked me if I would participate in this very moving story of writing yourself a letter to your pre-cancer you, and what advice would you give yourself?
Dear Paula, you may think that you've faced adversity, but now you're in for a real life and death struggle. Like your mom before you, you're going to be diagnosed with breast cancer, and you're later going to lose your mom to metastatic breast cancer, just as you will lose your brother to metastatic prostate cancer, and your sister is going to be diagnosed with melanoma. Cancer will become a central animating feature of your life.
It isn't an easy thing to do, but it's really sort of not to sweat the small stuff, and that life will be okay. And that's at least how it's turned out for me, and I know I am one of the lucky ones. It's not glossy, it's not pretty.
But I also think that there is a silver lining, and I think you touched on that a bit. And I think we certainly like to focus on those and kind of look at what also came along with that. It came along, at least for you, it seems, it came to a career change.
Best possible career that I could ever have. It's really looking at that. There's enough said. I was in the fashion industry my entire career, running significant organizations, some publicly traded companies, and I decided to make this left turn and switch and going into running Susan G. Komen, not knowing, I'd never been in philanthropy before, but I thought that I would do a good job of it. I remember having the conversation with the board members saying, hey, if you find someone who's better for this job than me, you need to pick them. I think I'd be awesome, but you need to pick them, because this is so important to so many families, including my own.
At the beginning of COVID, we saw mammograms being affected. Where are we at now? Are we still in that position, or have things gotten better?
Yeah, it's a very serious thing, unless we want the biggest cancer boom that we've ever seen. We had said, okay, unless you have a finding, give it a minute. Let's wait before you have your regularly scheduled mammograms. Now we're in a position where we're going to live with this, and you want to make sure that you are getting your screenings. So you've got to go, because if you don't, the difference between 3-6 months could be really life-threatening if you have a finding. We hope that COVID, tamps down and is over at some point soon, but cancer is not canceled.
We believe so too. Well, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon, Paula.
Yes, thank you, Paula.
Very nice to meet you. Thank you
Nice
so
to
much
meet
for
you
having me.
So great to meet you. It was so much fun.
That was wonderful.
And we are so excited to start this new series, and we love that we are able to take advantage of such a weird time to be able to speak to people over Zoom, experts from around the world.
If you have anyone who you'd like us to chat with, please leave a comment in the comment section below. And as a reminder, it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and so please, ladies and gentlemen, I implore you to go out and make sure you get your mammograms.
Absolutely. Thank you from Cancer Wellness. See you next time.